Michelle, and welcome back to the Royal Daily Tea. We have a lot of juicy royal tea to get through today, so you know what to do. Sit back and relax, grab yourself a beverage, and let's get into the Royal Daily Tea. So a very happy congratulations and belated 24th wedding anniversary to Prince Edward and Sophie, the Duchess of Edinburgh. I remember watching this wedding on TV. It was just 2 years after the death of Princess Diana, and so everyone was really happy for some positive royal news. Now, they dated for 5 years before they became engaged in January of 1999, and they married on June 19th, 1999 at St. George's Chapel. This was a lower key wedding as compared to the other royals, and they only had around 500 wedding guests. But I remember I just thought it was such an adorable wedding. So congratulations to the happy couple. They definitely have one of the more successful royal marriages, considering all of the Queen's children are divorced and remarried, and they are the only ones who have remained married for 24 years. So happy anniversary, and here's to another 24 years. So yesterday we had another big event, the Order of the Garter, which apparently was inspired by King Arthur and his round table over 700 years ago. Now this event was at Windsor's St. George's Chapel, which was led by King Charles and Queen Camilla as they donned their traditional robes and plumed hats. So, of course, Catherine, the Princess of Wales, and Sophie, the Duchess of Edinburgh, were also there, looking absolutely fabulous in their ensembles. Kate was wearing a black and white polka-dotted dress designed by Alexandra Rich and a hat by Philip Tracy. And Sophie looked absolutely stunning in a beautiful floral gown. Again, these two ladies never put a foot wrong when it comes to fashion. The modern-day order includes the king, who is sovereign of the Garter, senior members of the royal family, and a maximum of 24 knights who are personally chosen by the sovereign to honor those who have held public office or who have contributed in a particular way to national life, or those who have served the sovereign personally. Now at 2:45 p.m., the grand procession began to make its way down to the chapel from the castle before the 3 p.m. service. It was headed by the governor of Windsor Castle and the military knights of Windsor, followed by heralds and then the knights of the order themselves, including Sir John Major and Baroness Manningham Buller. So the most noble order of the Garter, which is the oldest British order of chivalry and the oldest national order of knighthood in existence, is limited to 24 knights or ladies' companion in addition to the King and Prince of Wales. In celebration of the first parade of the King's reign, Queen Camilla has been made a Royal Knight of the Order of the Thistle, Scotland's greatest order of chivalry, joining the Princess Royal and the Princess of Wales, who also hold this honor. This looks like an absolutely fabulous event to watch. I love the pageantry and, of course, the history that is involved in this event. Today, Catherine, the Princess of Wales, attended the brand new opening of the National Portrait Gallery following a very extensive refurbishment which began back in 2020. Now, the actual reopening of the gallery will be open to the public on June 22nd. The gallery underwent its most transformative redevelopment project since 1896, with over 50 new acquisitions and a renovation of the Grade 1 listed building. Now, while she was there, Kate met with the head architect Jamie Fobert and artist Tracy Emin on the forecourt, with the latter being commissioned to create an artwork for the gallery's new doors, incorporating 45 carved brass panels representing every woman throughout time. Now, unfortunately, there is one portrait that will no longer be displayed in the gallery. This is the one that featured Prince William and Prince Harry that was painted way back in 2010 by artist Nikki Phillips. It depicts the two princes, both in their 20s at the time, wearing their dress uniform of the Blues and Royals. Very sad that they're deciding not to depict this portrait, but I'm sure there's a lot of other things that you can go and see. Now, the reopening of this gallery will be available to the public on the 22nd of June. Well, we all know that Meghan Markle signed with the huge agency WME earlier this year, and she is working overtime, you guys, to rebrand and relaunch herself into the new global icon that she envisions herself to be. Now, she has surrounded herself with a huge megastar team of high-powered and very successful executives. If this woman doesn't come out as a global brand, literally no one can help her. She had a team of 28 people on her podcast, and I told y'all they were doing some extra heavy lifting, and it still bombed. So now they are working overtime trying to sell Meghan Markle to the highest bidder. Now, there was a rumor circulating that Meghan Markle was going to be the next face of Christian Dior, and the brand quickly came out and squashed the rumors, saying, no, Meghan Markle will not be the face of Christian Dior. Ouch. You would think after all the times that she was desperately photographed merching the brand, even little Prince Harry, who looked like he had a mustard stain on his shirt, you would think when he showed up in his rumpled suit to court that they would want to sign him immediately on the dotted line. Well, I guess Dior finally realized or read the room. Y'all don't want these two people representing you. So they quickly distanced themselves from the deluded Duchess herself. Pretty embarrassing, y'all. Pretty embarrassing. Now, the huge super agent who is working for Meghan Markle, his name is Ari Emanuel, and he is the chief talent at the agency for WME. He represents people like Oprah Winfrey and Tyler Perry. He is known as, quote, the best in the business when it comes to corporate deals and making money. But apparently you weren't good enough to land Miss Markle with Christian Dior. That literally blew up in your face. He apparently is very super connected to people in the Middle East and considers the ruler of Dubai, Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, a good friend. A growing number of people look at Harry as a deer caught in the headlights, and she's steering the car. Now, Mr. Emanuel is going to fix all of that. He said, quote, there's finally an adult in the room. Ouch. They really are branding Harry to be a big royal doofus, and that Meghan is the star. Again, they only signed Meghan with WME. Prince Harry is in the corner apparently juggling his balls. This is embarrassing for Prince Harry. He went from being a royal to being handbag husband Harry to Meghan Markle. That's really embarrassing. He's literally the spare in his marriage. He went from being the spare in the royal family to being the spare in the couple. Again, never the bride, always the bridesmaid, huh, Harry? Now, according to some people, during COVID, WME, which owns the Ultimate Fighting Championship, they set up a bubble on an island off the Emirati coast dubbed the Fight Island and continued to stage televised bouts, which brought in millions of dollars through television rights and pay-per-view streaming. Hollywood was grounded to a halt and no one was making money, but Ari figured out how to make millions of dollars during COVID. Now, he will no doubt be very careful to avoid any pitfalls if he chooses to link Meghan Inc. to the wealthy Arab clients. Now, if you remember a couple of years ago, there was a huge controversy where Meghan Markle was wearing the blood diamond earrings, just like her pinky blood diamond ring that she loves to sport. It was a wedding day present from the Saudi Prince Mohammed bin Salman, who was accused of killing a journalist in 2018. Now, of course, she came out and said she had no idea that he was involved in that, but continued to wear the earrings. Now, according to an expert, Ari's going to avoid all of those major PR fluffs. Good luck, sir. Good luck. I mean, you heard of the New York City car chase that never was. I mean, Meghan Markle and PR mess-ups are two things that go together like peanut butter and jelly. No, we're not talking about Harry and Meghan's love story. We're talking about Meghan Markle and controversy and negativity. He's going to have a really hard time separating those two and creating Meghan Markle into the new shiny penny and presenting her as the global icon to the world. Now, there are rumors that Meghan Markle is going to relaunch the TIG. We have been talking about this for several years. In my opinion, it's 3 years too late. If she would have come out the gate and relaunched it in 2020, before all of that negative stuff that she's done with the Oprah Winfrey interview, with the Cut magazine, with the Spare, or the horrible, disastrous Netflix docuseries, she could have been a huge brand like Cindy Crawford or J-Lo or even Gwyneth Paltrow, because she has a huge team of people who are literally doing all of the heavy lifting for her, much like the people who did on her podcast. She has people like Bill Guthrie of Guthrie Ranker, who helped Cindy Crawford with her meaningful beauty line, or J-Lo with J-Lo Beauty Line. She's also really good friends with Victoria Jackson, who was huge when I was growing up selling her makeup through television. So Meghan Markle has a huge amount of very successful millionaires and billionaires who are literally trying to help her launch her brand. If this woman is not successful, she only has herself to blame. But I say, good luck to you, sir. Good luck to you. So do you guys think they're going to help Meghan Markle become a successful brand and a global icon? I mean, they have some pretty successful people here in their Rolodex. But like I said, everything that Meghan Markle touches turns to crap. And with people like Christian Dior distancing themselves from Meghan, it's not looking good, guys. It's not looking good. What are your thoughts? Do you think Meghan Markle could launch the TIG and another beauty brand, much like Cindy Crawford or J-Lo? So Prince William recently sat down with the Sunday Times and they talked about the homelessness issue, where he revealed 6 major royal revelations in this bombshell interview. Now, this was the very first pressed interview that he gave since becoming the heir apparent, and we do know that homelessness is one of the major charitable causes that are near and dear to Prince William's heart. He most recently opened up Reuben's House for Centrepoint. Now, Reuben House, which is located in southeast London that we discussed in my last video, is an affordable housing development of 33 flats designed for young people to help get them off the street and create a safe place for them to land while they work to get off of homelessness. Now, we all know that Prince William is carrying on his mother's legacy. His late mother, Princess Diana, took him to shelters when he was just around 11 years old. So this is something that has stood with him his entire life. Now, during William's interview with the Times, he did answer some pretty tough, awkward questions in regards to the perception of the royal family and if the royal family should be around after the Queen's passing. Now, William also acknowledges that he understands that all of the negative causes that are happening in the press, especially the feud with his brother, they overshadow the charities that they're trying to highlight, many of which have been forgotten. He says, but the amount of causes, the interests, the dinners, the meetings, the visits, whatever it is that we do day in and day out throughout the year, we've always been involved in that. It's part of what we do. Again, royals just get back to business. A lot of people don't understand the value that they bring to the country, to the Commonwealth, especially when they highlight charities. So during the interview, they said he had, quote, an awkward non-answer about spare rooms. Now, again, I think this is extremely unfair. The royal family is not responsible for the homelessness crisis in the UK. That would be the government. But of course, people want to blame the royal family. Now, he did answer the question in all fairness, and I do applaud him for that. They said William initially gave a, quote, eloquent non-answer when asked why he doesn't give over some of his spare rooms to help house the homeless. The prince, who has homes in Kensington Palace, Adelaide Cottage, and Anmer Hall on the King's Sandringham estate in Norfolk, as well as the run of many other royal residences. So now he also controls the Duchy of Cornwall, which is a 130,000 acre property empire stretching from Cornwall to Kent. Now, after being asked again, he said, quote, "There is Duchy plans for social housing," adding he will start small with such accommodation on his land, and if he can demonstrate it is viable, he will scale it up. So again, he definitely has a plan to help combat the issues of homelessness, and I think it sounds like a brilliant plan. Now, the interviewer asked him if he's ever able to walk the streets incognito and has he ever come face to face with the homeless. Now, he said absolutely, that he tends not to give money, but he tends to buy them drink and food or something like that. I find that when I'm walking around or driving past and see other people do it, give money, people don't even look at them. How many people stop and talk to somebody who is homeless? Very few of us. He said last year he tried to go under the radar by selling copies of The Big Issue while wearing a baseball cap and jeans, but of course he was soon discovered and pictured. William added, quote, "It's very hard to make it not about me." He said he'd rather do such gestures in private and not with an audience. Are you listening, Harry and Meghan? Charity in private and not with a camera crew. Now, during COVID, it came out that he did secret food deliveries to the homeless. Passage CEO Mick Clark revealed that during the pandemic, William masked up and made 3 visits to the charity in November of 2020. He met with those who used the service. He helped prepare meals for emergency food hubs. He chopped carrots. He prepared food containers. He even delivered meals to a homeless hotel in Westminster. And he said, quote, "I bet they had a nice surprise when they saw who the delivery man was." This is something I really admire about William, as he does charity. He doesn't do it for clout or applause or to get publicity. He has done several things in private without the cameras. So I like the fact that he's finally getting some positive recognition. Now, he also talks about how he makes his children very aware of what's happening with the homelessness. He says when he takes his children on their school run and they see a homeless person on the street, he points them out to his children and he asks them, why are they here? What's going on? He added, it's very important to teach kids, like many others, that some people are very fortunate while others need a helping hand. So again, he's very much acting much like his mother, Princess Diana, carrying on the legacy that she instilled in both of her children. Again, I think Prince William is going to be a fine Prince of Wales, just like his father, King Charles, and I just cannot wait to see what he does with the Duchy of Cornwall and the new homelessness project. Well, that is all the royal news that I have for you guys today. What do you think about these stories? Leave me your comments, guys, down below. As always, I appreciate each and every one of you, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye, guys.